What's up guys, Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our week 5 team builder for Dunsparces and Dragonites. This week we take on Caleb and the Aveley Ampharos. This is the first time that we take on Caleb. I believe we play him again in week 11, since he's a divisional opponent of ours. Also because he's a divisional opponent of ours, this win is kind of key. It'd be nice to be 3-0 against our divisional rivals right off the bat. That'd be really nice. Yeah, so let's run through Caleb's team. He has Circuitry, Megaseptile, Tentacruel, Xatu, Avalugg, Jirachi, Mimikyu, Darmanitan, Cinccino, Quagsire, and Vivian. Notable priority he has in Mimikyu is Shadow Sneak. Hazard setting he has Tentacruel for Toxic Spikes, Jirachi for Stealth Rock, and Quagsire for Stealth Rock. Hazard removal he has Tentacruel with Spin, Xatu with Defog, and Avalugg with Spin. And he has 4x weaknesses in Sceptile to Ice, Quagsire to Grass, and Vivian to Rock. So, I'm expecting Circuitry, Xatu, Jirachi, Mimikyu, Darmanitan, Cinccino, Quagsire. Some of those, I think that's 7. So one of those maybe not, but I think Megaseptile has a very poor matchup against my team. I think Tentacruel is okay, but I also don't think that I think that Mega Medicham threatens it enough that it wouldn't come, and Zygarde 10% too. I think Avalugg is just a bad Pokemon in general, and I think Mega Medicham threatens that enough as well. And I think Vivian doesn't have an opportunity to set up against my team, and so I think that it's not going to be brought. So, let's run through my team then. We have Steve, the Ferrothorn, with the leftovers, Power Whip, Stealth Rock, Leech Seed, and Gyro Ball. I kind of needed Power Whip to be able to deal with the Quagsire a little bit, so this is a kind of our Quagsire check. Kind of. Like it's not, but it is. We have Rocks, if I can get them up. Obviously Magic Bounce is a problem, but Rocks do reasonably well against his team, breaks some sashes, and he has Vivian that's weak to them. Darmanitan and Xatu as well. Excuse me. And Avalugg. Leech Seed is there just to get some recovery back. I'm not going to use Leech Seed on Tentacruel or Megaseptile. Gyro Ball is there to absolutely body the Megaseptile if he actually brings it. It's going to body the Mimikyu as well. It's going to body the Cinccino. It's going to body the Circuitry. It's going to do a reasonable amount to the Darmanitan. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, max HP, max defense, just a defensive wall. And then the next half of our defensive core this week is Zapdos or Hawkeye. We are bringing leftovers with the Static ability. Static is there for the Jirachi if he wants to start trying to flinch me down, then I hope that he gets parried. It's there for the Mimikyu, I hope he gets parried. It's there for the Darmanitan, I hope he gets parried. If for some reason he's physical Megaseptile, I hope he gets parried. Kind of all of those things. Max HP, max SpDef Calm with 4 in speed. The 4 in speed lets us outspeed min speed Tentacruel or min speed Jirachi. I don't know if he would bring min speed Jirachi, but it lets us outspeed those by 1 point. Thunderbolt is there because it's a really good stab. Obviously, I can't hit Megaseptile with it, and I can't hit Quagsire with it. So I'm kind of just going to U-turn out on Megaseptile. Roost is there for recovery, and Toxic is there for the Quagsire for the most part. Next up is Completion, our Scarfed Zygarde 10%. I decided not to run Band even though it hits harder this week, just because I needed something to be able to outrun the Megaseptile reliably. So we're running Scarf Zygarde, 1000 Arrows, E-Speed, Outrage, and Haze. Haze is actually there in case he tries to set up on me with Mimikyu or Jirachi or something. Then I can outspeed it and haze it, especially if he's Z-Splash. Hopefully we don't die to a Shadow Sneak. I didn't calc that. I'm hoping we don't die to a Shadow Sneak. Just do that in case we do. And we can get a haze off potentially. Same with like Amnesia, Quagsire could be a problem, so I can haze that thing and then get out of there. Max attack, max speed Jolly. Lets us speed tie with the Cinccino if he's running a Scarf Cinccino. Otherwise we're just going to outspeed his entire team. And if for some reason we get knocked off, I think Cinccino and Tentacruel are the only things that get knocked off on his team. But if for some reason we get knocked off, our Scarf get knocked off, then we're going to be speed tying regular Cinccino. Next up is kind of the main strategy that I'm running with. It is Seabed Power, our Scolipede. We're running Focus Sash Speed Boost with Baton Pass, Earthquake, Megahorn, and Protect. Baton Pass and Protect are kind of obvious for the most part. Protect is to make sure that we can get a speed boost for sure. and then we'll get a second one with we'll always have at least 2 speed boosts if we're just bringing this in by protecting, and then we can hit something back, and our focus sash will keep us alive, and then we'll have 2 speed boosts, and we can baton pass into something to just plow through his team, hopefully. Earthquake and Mega Horn are there in case I need to hit stuff. Both of those kind of just destroy his team, so yeah. I hope I don't need to hit stuff with Scolipede, but I am EV'd to be able to do some damage. Excuse me. Max attack, 160 in speed lets us outspeed Tentacruel or Jirachi. Max speed on those, and then after speed boost, we're outspeeding his entire team, unless he's Scarf Cinccino. Yeah, and I pop the rest into HP. That's quite a bit of bulk, but that's fine, because the strategy is to pass into one of these two, and we'll go over Mega Medicham first. We're running Ladner or Mega Medicham here with Drain Punch, Bullet Punch, Zen Headbutt, and Fire Punch. This combination of moves should be enough to beat his team. I'm kind of wary about the Bullet Punch, but I need it for the Mimikyu. I need to be able to Bullet Punch the Mimikyu to break its disguise after speed passing, and then Bullet Punch again, because since I'll be faster, always, I should always be faster than the Mimikyu, by the way, unless he's Choice Scarfed. My Bullet Punch should break his disguise. Hopefully he doesn't kill me with a Shadow Sneak, and then, or, well, if he goes for Shadow Claw, that's even worse. And then hopefully we kill him with the next Bullet Punch. Should be strong enough to do it. Mimikyu is very frail on the defensive side. It's much more specially bulky mon. Yeah, Drain Punch is there for good recovery, plus I don't want to miss High Jump Kick, especially when he has a Ghost type that's like sitting there, and it's like, well, he's bringing the Ghost type for sure. Zen Headbutt is there pretty much for the Tentacruel. I can also flinch some things down. It's really good stab. It's going to hit a little bit harder than Drain Punches most of the time. And Fire Punch is there to take on the Jirachi and the Avelug. Well, Drain Punch is going to do about the same as the Avelug, so I might stick with that. Yeah, so that's pretty much... And Fire Punch is going to be my best thing to hit the Xatu with as well. I was debating running Ice Punch there, but I realized that I need the priority in Bullet Punch, and the only things that Ice Punch are hitting better is the Mega Sceptile and the Xatu, and then I can't hit the Jirachi very well, which is a big threat to my Mega Medicham, so I needed to put Fire Punch on. Excuse me. With max speed on Mega Medicham, we're speed tying with Tentacruel or Jirachi, and then we're outspeeding his entire team, except for Scarf Cinccino after a speed pass, and after 2 speed passes, we're outspeeding his entire team regardless. Luckily, he doesn't have very good priority options. He only has Mimikyu, which is why I think the speed pass is going to be a really good strat this game, because Mimikyu is literally his only priority. Last but not least is Lumiere, our Chandelure, bringing Choice Spec Chandelure with Flash Fire. This is actually kind of a switch into Darmanitan if he's Scarfed. We could bait him with like Ferrothorn and then switch into Chandelure and take that fire move, and then all of a sudden my fire moves are hitting harder. Fire Blast, Shadow Ball, Trick, and Energy Ball. Energy Ball is there for the Quag. Shadow Ball is really good against everything except the Cinccino. And Fire Blast is going to hit like a truck. Flash Fire boosted with Choice Specs. You can see down here that we're actually modest as well. So he doesn't have a ton of things that want to switch into this. I'm not going to lie. Like a base 145 special attack is absolutely ridiculous. Max EVs, max IVs, modest. 427, like this is the speed that Mega Sceptile hits, is 427 at max speed, so yeah, it's gonna be good. We're running enough speed for me. What are we doing? We'll outspeed Cinccino after a speed pass. I actually couldn't EV this to outspeed Mega Sceptile after a speed pass, so I said screw it, we're just gonna outspeed Cinccino. We will outspeed his entire team if we can get 2 speed passes into this. Unfortunately, that would limit us with the Choice Specs there. But this is kind of playing a wall breaker role until later when I can maybe trick the Choice Specs onto something else. It'd be nice to trick the Choice Specs onto something like a Quagsire, because then it doesn't have recovery anymore. And I'll still be modest, like with a ton of special attacks, so I'll be able to kind of tear through his team regardless anyways. So it's kind of a risky strat that we're bringing. I think it could be effective after seeing how Caleb has played the last 4 weeks. I think we can pull this out. Caleb's team is obviously pretty scary. He's got some speed tiers that kind of trump my speed tiers a little bit. and I'm just hoping that Speed Pass actually kind of pays off, especially because I'm not really bringing the most defensive of teams. I'm bringing a very, very offensive team this week, so we'll see how it pays off. And yeah, I will catch you guys for the match.